Hey guys, welcome back to the This Is All Skate Shop YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna tell you all about the best hardware there is for beginning inline skaters. The short answer is the Trigger Cloud, the FRX, the Seba E3 and the micro skates. These are the cheapest, best value for money skates there are. If you want to go a little bit more expensive, then go for the Rollerblade Twister, the Rollerblade Cruiser, the Powerslide Imperial, or the FR1, 2 or 3. If you want to learn more about this topic, then check out the rest of this video. The best thing to do when you buy a pair of inline skates is to make sure they fit your foot correctly. And the best way to do that is to come by our store here in Amsterdam. We have a beautiful store next to the Vondelpark, and you can try all the models that we have, see which one works the best for your foot. This is the most important thing. If there's, however, no possibility for you to come here because you live on the other side of the world, or in Limburg, then check out the rest of this video and I'll explain you more about all the details there are for all the specific models so that you can make the best decision online. For inline skating, the cheapest option is not always the best option. The cheapest skates on the market are skates kind of like this one here, and they are the cheap soft boots. They lack a lot in support. You can see here that I can just move this skate here, and that means that if you're standing on them, you're tilting exactly like this without wanting it. This takes away a lot of your control and it takes a lot of energy, so that these skates are really not fast and you're never gonna have a good experience on them because they don't do what you want them to do. The next category of skates, which is the quality that I would want you to have, is a classic hard boot skate like this. These skates, this category of hard boot skates, are all more solid so that you're standing straight on them. We have an entire video dedicated to just this topic on our YouTube channel. It's called Hard Boot versus Soft Boot Skates. Check this one out as well on our YouTube channel because we go into depth about this topic. Also on our channel is more information about specific things like 3 or 4 wheels, or how big should your wheels be, or maybe the hardness, or what type of bearings should you have in your skates. In this video I'm not going to talk about all those items, so if you want to dive more into the specifics, also go check out our channel. I put also a link in the description of this video to our buyer's guide, and in our buyer's guide it's also explained in text if you like reading better than watching videos. So how does the inline skating industry work? There are different brands like Rollerblade, FR, Seba, Roaches, Fila, Trigger, and all these brands, they have different models and they bring out different editions of these models every year, or every so other year, or maybe a few times a year. But the models themselves, they keep on being consistent through the years. And these models, they consist of like the different type of shells. This is the general shape of the skate. So right now I'm going to talk about these different type of shells or models and what different categories of shells there are. Let's start with where the sport started, with the Roaches FCO. This is the first inline skate, first real hard boot inline skate there was. It originates in the late 70s, early 80s. And the frame is mounted here on the side to the boot. So this is the frame, and you see here the rivets where it's mounted. This is a very classical way of mounting a skate, and it's a really cheap way. The frames, however, of are usually not the strongest frames if they're mounted like this. So this is a plastic frame, and plastic frames are slower than metal frames. That's why this skate is a little bit slower. Another skate that has the same mounting is the Powerslide Zoom. So this is more of a newer skate. It has a metal frame and it has the same mounting technique. It's a really cheap mounting technique, but the frame still is, it's a metal frame, but it's still not that strong of a metal frame. So it's great value for money, the Powerslide Zoom, but not the strongest one. Also, a skate that has the mounting to the side is the Impala skates. This is also a really cheap skate. It's around 140 euros. It comes in a lot of cool different colors, so that's nice. And it's just like the classic design of a classic skate. Nothing wrong with it, except for that the wheels and the frame are super slow. You can upgrade the wheels later, so that's nice. If you put in better and bigger wheels in this one, it will get you to a decent speed. Then later on, a new mounting system got introduced in the sport, and it's called the 165mm mounting. And the 165mm is the distance from this point to this point where the frame is mounted on to the boot. This mounting standard has a lower piece in the front, and it's in the back it's a little bit higher. Aggressive skates have a similar distance in the bolts, but they have a flat bottom. The reason why freestyle skates have the frame going on higher here is because it takes away the shock absorber that's in an aggressive skate, and the shock absorber absorbs your energy. So the stiffer this part is here, meaning it's metal or like really hard plastic instead of a gel, the stiffer it is, the better it is to doing slides or advanced braking techniques, or just generally having control. Within this category of skates that have this type of mounting technique, there's actually two subcategories. This is a really important distinction, but it's just not really well known, and it's hard to find anywhere on the internet except in this video, and in our other videos I also explained it, of course. And this is that some of these boots that have this mounting standard have a metal plate in the boot that's molded in the boot, and this makes the connection between the frame and the boot really strong. If you don't have this, then you can move the frame. If I hold the skate like this and I move it like this, I can actually tilt it a little bit. If you do have the mounting plate in the bottom and you hold it like this and you try to move the frame, you can feel that it's really bolted on solid, and that you cannot move the frame compared to the boot. And this means that if you stand on the skate, you're standing completely straight, you have a lot more control about what you're actually doing with it, and you're gonna go a lot faster. So let's talk about all the different models there are on the market right now, and I'm gonna tell you about like the inside specs of them. To start with, here is the FR brand, and it's the FRX model. The FRX model does not have a mounting plate, so it does not have a metal plate here. That means the frame can move a little bit. It has a Velcro strap, and I think for me personally, either like take this off because it's just annoying because you want to have the lacing area free to make it easier to put the skate on, or I would put on a real strap with a crank strap that actually works. And it has a plastic buckle, and plastic buckles tighten less easy than metal buckles do. A nice feature of the FRX is that it has rockable frame axles, meaning you can take out this axle, flip it 180 degrees, put it back, and this changes the position of the wheels, so that you can put the wheel a little bit more up here, and this front wheel also put it a little bit up, and then you can kind of like rock, meaning going back and forth on the skate, and that makes it a lot more maneuverable. So this is a rockerable frame, and that's pretty cool on a cheap skate like this, because this skate is only 160 euros. So Here's the micro skate. It's the same category still. It does not have a metal plate. It has a really good frame. This frame is pretty solid and strong. It has a crank strap here. You can just tighten it really hard. A plastic buckle. And I think this is an overall really good skate for a beginner. Only thing it's lacking is the metal plate. This skate is around 150 euros. This is the Seba E3. It's still the same category as before. It does not have a metal plate. It has a plastic buckle. It has a nice crank strap here. And it comes in two versions, because this one does have a crank strap and it's the premium, yeah. But there's also a version which has just the Velcro. The E3 also has a rockable axle, but this frame is actually a little bit less solid than the micro frame. So maybe the micro is the winner out of these. And this model costs around 140 euros. Here's another 150 euro skate. It's the Trigger Cloud. Really unknown brand. It's new to freestyle skating. A decent frame, no metal plate, means the frame's gonna move a little bit. Plastic buckle, and here is a nice crank strap. So overall, a good skate, 150 euros. So now we go to the next category of skates which do have metal plate, and like a little intermediate, because there is a metal plate in it, but it's just not that big, is the Fila NRK Pro. The Fila NRK Pro is a cool design, because you can see here that the wheel goes a little bit deeper in the boot than the top edge of the frame does. So that makes it that you are a little bit lower to the ground compared to the other Fila skate, which is the Evo. That's my name, Evo. Only spelled different. This is EVO. My name is IVO. The difference is the price between these two models. This one is around 200, this one is around 250. And you can see that it's mostly in the frame, because this frame is a little bit weaker than the NRK Pro frame. This is the biggest difference between these boots. And I like the color of this one better. This is the Rollerblade Cruiser. It's one of the best-selling skates right now. If we could order more, I would, but they are just completely sold out at this moment. The cool thing about the Cruiser is that it has the metal plate, and it's still like only about 180 euros. So that's really cheap for a skate that's technically so advanced. So now we get into the FR skates, which are a little bit more expensive than the FRX, which we mentioned before. And the better versions of the FR skates that I'm holding in my hand right now are the FR1, 2, and the 3. So these are the ones with the numbers are the better ones. This is the FR2, and all the FR skates that have a number have a metal plate. So if you want to have the best boot option, value for money from FR, you're going to take the FR1, 2, or 3. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences between the different FR skates, because it's super confusing. You have the FRX, it's 160 euros, and that's the cheapest one. It does not have a metal plate, and the frame is kind of weak, and the wheels are slow. All right, then you have the FR3. The frame and the wheels are the same, but it does have the metal plate. So you get like an upgrade in the mounting to the boot. The FR2, that's the one I'm having right here, has a lot better frame, and about like intermediate wheels and bearings, and it still has the plastic buckle. A nice thing is as well about the FR2, it has a cuff bolt that you can change the position, so that you can adjust the flex of the cuff, the forward flex. And then you get the FR1. The FR1 is the most expensive and also the best one. It's 300 euros, and it has all the features that you might want in a skate. It has the metal buckle, and it has the very best frame out there and the very best wheels that FR has to offer. So if you want to get the best of the best, then you get the FR1. So hope that clears something out about the FR skate segments. A little bit easier is how rollerblade works, because all their twisters are kind of the same. The twister has something, it's called, it says it also as well here, it's called the torsion box. It's a big metal plate in the bottom of the boot, and that means the twister is just a really good strong skate. Their shell is also filled up with the holes, because before the old twisters had holes in the shells, and this kind of like compromised the strength of the shell as well. But now with this new version, I think this is one of the best skates on the market. The twister skate is about 280 euros. Then we have the Powerslide Imperial, and the Powerslide Imperial comes in a lot of different price ranges, so it's hard to say something about that. This specific one is about 200 euros, but there have also been more expensive ones and cheaper ones. Depending on how expensive you can have it and what the current edition is, it's a really good option, because this one does have the metal plate in it, and it also has a heat moldable liner. This means that you can take out the inside of the skate like this and then put it in the oven, put your feet in it, and then it will adjust to the shape of your foot. So then we have the Roaches X35 and the Roaches Ego. They're a little bit similar in the way they're set up, but the Roaches X35 is just a lot stronger and more of a solid boot. They both don't have the metal plate in the bottom, so even for the more expensive one, there's still some room if you move the frame. However, this one is mounted a lot better still than the Ego skate. They both have a plastic buckle. They have a nice crank strap here, so to lock your foot in nice. This also feels a little bit cheaper if you feel the liner, but this liner feels pretty nice, and I think this is a really comfortable skate, and I think it looks kind of okay. This skate is about 250 euros, and this one is pretty cheap, and it comes under 200 euros. Then there's one skate that we didn't talk about, and it's kind of like a special category in the sense that it is really strong in the way that the frame is connected to the boot, but it does not have a metal plate. The way they solve this is by creating a mounting standard which has the bolts on the side. And this is a lot better for handling torsion. This is called the Trinity frame mounting system, and a lot of the Powerslide skates that have this frame mounting system. This specific skate is the Powerslide Next. It comes in a whole range of prices. Most skates are like 250 euros that have the Powerslide Next boot. It's one of the most best looking freestyle skates on the market right now, I think. And because of the Trinity frame, it's super close to the boot. So this might be one of the best options on the market right now as well. It's really popular skate. Then that kind of like wraps it up for the hard boots that we have in stock right now that I can show you. But there still is a more expensive category. This is the high-end soft boot category. Examples of those are skates like this Seba skate, and there are more brands, like the FR brand has skates like this, and Powerslide has a few skates like this. These are kind of like the creme de la creme at this moment of inline skating. They are super solid, like super strong. The frame is always connected to the boot really well. They always come with really high-end frames, so really good frames. And because they are soft boots, this part here is a lot more easy to adjust to the shape of your foot, so they are more likely to be comfortable than the hard boots are. If you want to learn more about the differences between the soft boots and the hard boots, and more about these specific types of skates, we have an entire video about that called hard boot versus soft boot skates on our YouTube channel. If you want to learn more about like wheel sizes and all the other aspects like liners and buckles that there are about skates, check out our buyer's guide. This is in the link in the description, or also of course our other videos on our YouTube page as well. We would like to know what your first skates were when you just started and what year it was. I started in 1999 with some old Bauer skates. Drop your year and your skates in the comments so that we can all learn from this. We make a new video just like this every week, so subscribe to the channel and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Metal bottle Titan, then metal bottle and it has a plastic buckle, and plastic buckle, man, stop laughing at me. I'm gonna say it again because actually this is a shit skate. Oh fuck, that's better. Oh shit, I said it wrong. Het zal toch niet iemand... Oh, het is echt een tv.
Oh, je zit helemaal in een fotoshoot.
Ja. Hey, we just did it from my mind.